I'm going to be raising this 38 USD account to over 400 USD by selling, then buying Jump 75 index on this one setup kill. So keep watching to learn how you can grow your own account as well. So like usual, I start off my analysis on the big time frames which is on the weekly chart, and on the weekly we see the wipe above that high, price wipe that high, dropped down to break structure below that low. So we expect price to go back inside the range to that expansion that it created as it was dropping down. So the reason why is, of course, there was too much sell pressure and it has to fare in the buy pressure with the sell pressure. So price dropped down to fill the imbalance, and as it was filling the imbalance, you can tell it hit the mitigation block on the weekly. And after it hit the mitigation block, it did not react immediately. It filled the imbalance and also hit the weekly bullish order block. So right now, we can tell price rebalanced the imbalance, and now we want it to shoot up. And why we want it to shoot up is, as it was dropping down or as it was approaching our imbalance, it created sort of a trend line liquidity. You can see it was creating those higher lows. Is it higher highs? Yes. And above these highs, there is, of course, trend line liquidity. There's stop orders above this liquidity, and above them there's also an imbalance above there. So price has to go back up there and fair in price right there. So there's another imbalance above there, but this is my analysis on a weekly chart, and now and also on the daily chart. So if we look deeply, we can tell, of course, there's buy side liquidity that also just merges in with the imbalance, and price is going to be drawn there. So price broke structure below there as it was approaching the imbalance and the weekly bullish order block, broke structure there and also broke structure below that low. So now the structure is sort of forming, or it's now sort of turning into a buy institutional order flow. So we're in a buy market structure, so we want to find a place to buy at. So on the 4 hour, you can see that price respected that rejection block, and as soon as it respected the 4 hour rejection block, it shot up to break structure and to confirm our buy, and it went up, and as it went up, it went to sort of wipe above that high, and it sort of penetrated you can see there's an imbalance right there, or a fair value gap. It penetrated that fair value gap. Now it has to return back, and then we'll find a place to buy within that range. So it's basically simple. We'll be finding someone to buy within that range. So of course, our target right now is for price to go down and fill the imbalance, and after it fills the imbalance, it will of course hit the daily bullish order block, and we'll be buying at the daily bullish order block. And of course, this is gonna take place after some hours, so it's a pretty, should I say, long-term move, but we'll see as time goes. So now for the sell, we want to be selling down there. I'm going to be showing you why. So you see inside the range there's an internal sell side liquidity. The price will be targeting that internal sell side liquidity, because right below the sell side liquidity there is another imbalance right there. It's a smaller time frame imbalance, so price has to dip down, fill that imbalance while it hit the 4 hour order block, and then we buy with it. Do you get why we want to be selling into the 4 hour order block or the 4 hour imbalance? Now we want to sell. We are sure price has to dip down and then we'll buy it. So we want to find a sell, and the reason we're finding a sell is because price already wiped, and it did a stop at within that range as it wiped above that 4 hour high like I showed you, and it wiped again, but this time it's not really noticeable, but you can see that there's a stop and a wipe right there. And then price confirms by showing us a change of character. It's sort of another wipe, but it's a change of character, and then it returned back inside the range, hit the 30-minute order block, and from there it just dropped down to break structure below that low. Now it returned back inside the range again, and we would want to sell it within the range. Of course, it's a BOS and return to OB. So this time it returned to a 30-minute mitigation block, and this is where I'm going to be selling. I wanted to wait for price to return back into the 30-minute OB, but I thought it already hit it. You can tell, you see that 1 hour order block, its price is already reacting off of the 1 hour order block. And if we zoom in, if we can zoom in from the 1 hour order block to from the 1 hour chart to the 30-minute chart, we can tell price already sort of respected the 30-minute order block. So I didn't want to place my sell limit right there because I thought it already reacted off. It was, for me, I was good enough to enter the market right now at market execution, and that is what I did. I entered at market execution, and yeah, I think I placed a bit strong. No, here I think it was light because I wanted to buy later on, so it wasn't that heavy, but it was good enough for the orders to place at around 100 USD by the time we want to buy it. So it was a good trade and it was a good analysis. We will see what happens afterwards. Now, afterwards, we were in some pretty good profit. This is after some time. We had clocked 100 USD. We had reached 100 USD. I was good enough to close, but I wanted to hold. And we're approaching the sell side liquidity or our fair value gap, where I wanted us to, close the sell. But the client I was working with here is the one who closed the positions. Unfortunately, I wanted to hold deeper, like for it to go further down, but the client, I don't know, he lost patience or he thought price was going to return back inside, so he decided to close. Now we're at 108 USD. I wanted us to close at around 200 from 38, which was gonna place us at a potential, at a place where we're able to, at an amount where we're able to reach 1000 USD. So like the usual, like we had planned, I started buying inside the fair value gap at exactly the 1 hour order block, if you can look. And this is me executing at a market execution here. As you can see, I wasn't playing around here as well, because now I wanted to, sort of capitalize from the lack of not reaching 200 USD as our target. So yeah, I entered a bit aggressive here, and afterwards you can see right now it respected us nicely. It didn't waste a single time. I think it just dipped down a bit, and then from there it started moving upward. So now you can tell right now we're around 200 USD from a 30 years. It's something insignificant, but I wasn't satisfied because this is the amount I wanted us to have reached on the sell move. So later on, I waited on the smaller time frame to sort of have another re-entry. Now I didn't target moving upwards. I just wanted to capture. So you can see price did a change of character right there, and after price did a change of character, I think you guys are used to the way I analyze price. Of course it did a stop hunt right there, or it traded that low, and then we managed to buy below there, and now it confirmed by doing a change of character. And what I wanted is for price to return back down to the 15-minute order block while it filled the fair value gap. So there's our fair value gap, and then there is the 15-minute order block. So that's where I wanted to buy. And yeah, I started placing my buy orders, my buy limits, like I had improvised. So as I was placing my buy limits, price just spiked. This is what jumps typically do. they spike down or they spike up. It's like a combination of VIXs and boom and crash. So it spiked down and I stopped placing this buy orders because I wanted to enter at market execution. And after some time, you see what price kept on doing. It sort of, yes, it activated our buy limits. And as soon as it activated our buy limits, this is when I decided to start entering at market execution myself. So I started placing the buys here at this moment. And then again, I did not anticipate this price just decided to drop down on its own. So it spiked onto our buy limits, and then as I'm placing the buy orders myself, it decided to spike down. And now I didn't anticipate this because I had good should I say faith. I had confidence that price was going to respect the 15-minute order block. So it was sort of confusing to me, like what is price trying to do? And then this is when it hit me, like price might actually want to dip down below the sell side liquidity, below that low, and then fill the imbalance before it shoots up. And I don't know, should I say I panicked, but then I stopped placing my buy orders, but I still had confidence that price had to continue moving up. So I just left market do as it did, and you will see afterwards what it did. Now afterwards, yeah, it did not dip down to that small low. Okay, yeah, we're in some good profits. Again, we're in some good profits from a 100 USD account. If I had managed to capitalize, if we had managed to capture maybe like a 200 on the sell, we could have been around 600 USD in profits, which was going to be some good amounts of profit. But again, here we are in some good amount of profit. I mean, 400 from a 300 USD, 30 USD, it's a good enough amount. And I started realizing that because price had not fed that small sell side liquidity or the imbalance below that low, it might actually have to build more structure. So this is when I decided to close. I started sort of doubting the setup. I wanted to wait for more structure at this moment in time. I think, you have to allow or give space for the market to sort of build structure. So yeah, after I closed, the client decided to for us to split the profits. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.